Well, if you live in the dot, you've heard the rumblings. Unified governments of Wyandotte County, they moved to go over the revenue neutral rate. So this is something that could add a couple of $100 a year on a $200,000 home in taxes. And they've got a mayor's race coming up that, admittedly, we haven't spent a lot of time on, but we know this will impact a big portion of our audience. Tom Boroughs is here on KCMO, Wyandotte County at-large commissioner, former Kansas legislator, and he's now running for mayor and CEO of the unified government of Wyandotte County and KCK. So, Tom, let's just start here. When you look at what's going on there, the issues within Wyandotte County, what is the big reason that you're running, and how can you fix it?
Well, Pete, thank you for the opportunity to discuss that. I'm running on the ticket for mayor of Wyandotte County to ensure that we have fair and equitable taxation so that the services that we are mandated to provide for the community and our constituents is financially viable.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at those things, where have you seen the biggest increase in costs to everyday Wyandotte County residents?
Well, with the cost of living having exceeded what some people have in revenue, it's a challenge to meet those financial demands. However, what we've seen is we just signed all the contracts for all of our union organizations that work within and for the unified government of fire, police, public safety, sheriff's office. We do have the police contract coming up soon. Those raises cost us money moving forward for the next 3 years. 70% of our budget goes to personnel costs. And with that, we must continue to find the revenue to pay for those costs.
And the revenue is going to have to come largely from property taxes, right? So that's the fear here, that all of these costs that obviously when you look at how the unified government is handling these costs, they're not doing a great job on this front. So your fear is that this will lead to more property tax increases for all homeowners and as a result, even renters and residents, right, across the entire county.
Pete, that's correct. And, property tax is what Wyandotte County has gone to for decades because that's the only tax that we had that was viable. We had very little sales tax. In the last 20 years, our sales tax has grown exponentially. By us going revenue neutral last year, we were able to increase our revenue through sales tax. Now, revenue neutral only deals with property tax, so why go back to the property tax well and the old way of thinking when we have other opportunities to identify the revenue streams and continue to improvise on those revenue streams to ensure that we have additional revenue besides going back and putting the burden on local taxpayers?
So I'm sure there are some at the government level in Wyandotte County who say that we've got a revenue problem, not a spending problem. Why do you not agree with that assessment?
Well, because we haven't had a balanced budget, 11 out of the last 20 budgets. So we've been taking from our reserves. When we have a property tax increase, that takes money out of people's pockets. We need to identify the revenue stream. Sales tax is a good one. And if we continue to go back to property tax, we're pushing people out of our homes.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Now, what about the people you're running against, Tom? I mean, the reality is KCMO will naturally get just more of the attention here as the largest city, of course, the hub city in our region, but KCK and its forward momentum and success is also a big, important thing for the Kansas City region. So you're running for mayor, of course, Tom Boroughs, but who are you running against when it comes to standing out against your competition? What's the differences between those you're running against and what you bring to the table here in this race?
Well, thank you, Pete, because I do want to differentiate myself from the other candidates. I'm the only candidate that has government experience to the level that I have. I don't recall any of the other candidates having any governmental experiences except for one who served in the Senate when I was in the House. But that Senate tenure was not as long as the 26 years I served in the Kansas House, 6 of those in leadership. I will state that the extensive network that I have created over my 26 years in the State House, I chose to come back and learn local government. I didn't come back in and just want to run for mayor, although I was asked to 2 times back. I felt it was extremely important to learn the nuances of local government and work with my fellow commissioners at the time to ensure that I understood the issues locally as well as I understood the issues in Topeka. I stood strong and led in Topeka, and I'm not letting that change. Our campaign is focused on solid, proven, successful leadership.
Where are you at, Tom Boroughs, when it comes to the Chiefs and the Royals and potential interest in Wyandotte County?
I want to keep the Kansas in Chiefs and Royals. Wyandotte County is open for business. I would strongly encourage us to continue to have those negotiations, to do all we could to be part of that economic expansion of professional sports franchise in Wyandotte County. We already have the national champion in the soccer complex, also the Monarchs. We are an entertainment corridor with NASCAR, soon to be the American Royal in that western corridor. I think a beautiful stadium would only enhance our community.
And would you promise that Wyandotte County residents, through either sales taxes or other payment avenues, would never be on the hook for anything when it comes to these pro sports teams if they were to consider Wyandotte County?
Pete, I don't make promises, but I am committed to working on the best contract possible for the residents of Wyandotte County. I've got a successful track record. Yeah, I carried the NASCAR Motor Speedway bill. I've worked extensively on targeted economic development, not only in Kansas City, Kansas, but throughout the state while I was in the legislature. That hasn't changed since I've been home. I'm chair of the Economic Development Committee here, chair of the Finance Committee, and I want to ensure that whatever we put forward is a benefit to not only Wyandotte County, but to the residents and the metropolitan area as a whole.
That's great. He is Tom Boroughs, running for mayor and CEO of the Unified Government of Wyandotte County and KCK. The primary is coming up on August 5th. Tom, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here on KCMO. Have a great day.
Pete, thank you so very much for having me. I look to talk to you again soon.
You bet. Tom Boroughs, thanks for being here on 95.7 FM. We're streaming, as always, on the KCMO Talk Radio app.